BOI for organizing this seminar, and I'd like to thank Dr. S.S. Ahmad for giving me this opportunity to take part in here and speak a few words. My academic background is basically management and marketing, and I teach entrepreneurship and small business management as well. So from that point of view, and also marketing. And what I can see here is the topic of today's seminar about investment strategies. And part of that, one of the aspect of that was promotion, which is one of the major responsibilities of BOI. We've already listened to this, the keynote presentation. It was quite extensive, informative. I've learned quite a bit. And also right after this, the presentation that we heard from Mr. Amjad Khan, that was also very interesting from the point of view that he shared his practical experiences from what he come across while running a business. I think that was, from that point of view, was very important. What I actually want to focus on in this entire the discussion, I just want to pick one of the particular component of this, which is promotion. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to attract investor, especially the foreign investor, even though we know the investor sitting here in our country itself, the domestic market. If we can remove all the impediments and they can get into investing, it's huge and it's going to make a huge difference in the investment. But we know that the impediments are there, the problems are there. So it's also trying to attract the foreign direct investment as well. So when we want to attract, when we're saying that, we actually want to promote ourselves, our market. Speaking of promotion, I want to bring in a few things here. That is, for anything, whether it's a product, a goods or service, or a message that I want to promote, I want to create awareness, I have to make sure that things that I'm saying while promoting it has to be factually correct and true. We're talking about image building, but it's going to be more damaging if what we're saying and promoting, the commitment we're making, is not true. So from the point of view of marketing, we know that it talks about 4 P's, and one of the P's is promotion. Another very important P is the product itself, whether it's the message. Here what I see is, and from the keynote paper presentation, see under this the promotional policies, there are 4 bullets. One is ensuring a legal framework. Another is increasing the public investment in the public goods. Public goods meaning electricity, communications, and all those kind of things. That help creates the presence of all this, help creates a congenial environment for investment, and providing investment incentives. And then the 4th one is the promotion and facilitation. So what I see is providing the legal framework, which is a legal support to the investor, providing them all the public goods like proper infrastructure and electricity and power, and providing them the investment incentives. All 3 of this together is basically the product that we're trying to promote in the external world, right? If we do not have the proper legal framework, which is not providing the security, if we do not have proper infrastructure, the basic infrastructure, the power, and all those that we need for investment, and if we do not have this investment incentives, then the product itself that we're trying to promote, that come in here, invest, is something wrong with it. So these 3 together, what I see is we have to focus in here to make sure that we can improve our product, meaning the investment climate, investment environment in Bangladesh, And once you can do that, and no matter how effectively we do this, improve this investment climate, here again, if we do not promote or communicate to the investor, the potential investor, no point of doing it. So I think this 2P has to go in hand together. Like, we do not want to promote without fixing the product itself, because that's going to be very damaging, right? What we're trying to say in our promotion, the commitment that I'm making, and when the investor coming in and see it's a different picture, then it's going to be very damaging. So this is one. So we need to fix the product, of course. I'm trying to be very theoretical, because I think this is the basic principle that we need to understand to fix the rest of it, and we understand the equations and the correlations between these things, and then we will get a clear picture of it. So once we fix the product, and if you just fix it and don't get into any promotional activity, do not communicate with our potential investor, then again the improvement and all the effort I'm putting in to do it is all going to go in vain. So these two things has to go together, which is what I understand. And how to fix the product, I think those who are the industry member and have the real exposure can explain that much better than I do, or I can. Because my exposure is from my research, and they have the real exposure from there, and that's where they can suggest and send their recommendation to the BOI or the other concerned department of the government. One of the data that I want to share, which I found it very interesting, that in Bangladesh, I think most of you know it, the labor in the formal labor market is actually around 25%, 20 to 25%. The 75% is informal labor market, which is, meaning formal labor market meaning the garments worker and those who work in different factories and the companies and in the payroll. But the rest of them are in farming or in other informal activities. But what I've seen is in the last 5 years, out of all these laborers, the 48% is into farming, and they have, with the GDP increase and the per capita improvement, this segment of our population also has increased their purchasing power. And what they could buy, the amount of rice they could buy, I'm trying to look at it from the real value, not by the money. The rice they could buy, the kgs of rice they could buy 5 years back, they can buy much more today. So this is another good sign, because we need consumer to make investment, to make profit out of it. So this, I think, it's a very good improvement from the point of view of the standard of living and the quality of life of our people are increasing, and they're becoming a better customer and consumer of different products. And another thing I want to bring in very relevantly, that is, I've been an advocate of connectivity and transit for a long time. And the reason being is, I think we have many of us have the misunderstanding of the transit. We don't try to see it as part of overall connectivity. And the geographical location advantage that we have, if we can get ourselves connected with the regional other countries, what we're going to do is we're going to create the demand of our roads and streets and the bridges and all that. And once we do it, then we can attract more investment, and that is automatically is going to improve the infrastructure. And it's going to solve another big problem of our entrepreneur, which is the trade transaction cost is very high at this moment. It's all because of the lack of infrastructure or the bad infrastructure. So connectivity can play a big role in here, and which can eventually attract foreign investment and remove many of the impediments that our domestic investors are facing with. So connectivity can play a big role, what I understand. To the very end, I want to share with some of the recognition that we have gotten from the international organizations, like the Japan Bank of International Corporation. They consider Bangladesh as one of the 15th best investment destination at this moment. I think it's a very good news for us. It's quite an achievement. And we know that IFC, International Finance Corporation, they come up with a report called Doing Business Report. What they do is they measure the government's initiative in improving the investment climate in a particular country. And the latest one they came up with, that's for the 2011, and out of 183 countries, Bangladesh came in top 10. So from the point of view of the initiatives are taken by the government to improve the investment climate, Bangladesh is doing very well. So these are all the good achievements. Also, we know what's been happening all around the world. When Moody's is ranking Bangladesh and saying our overall outlook is stable and we haven't been downgraded. We're still where we were in the last year, where we have seen that many other countries have been downgraded this time by Moody's. So these are some, the indicators of some good performance by the government, I would say, and I would definitely commend Dr. Samad as well from BOI, the initiatives that are all taken under his leadership. And I'm pretty hopeful and optimistic. I believe that Bangladesh is moving forward and we can create much better environment in terms of our investment climate. And we have huge potential, and our entrepreneurs have huge potential. So I believe that will definitely make a big difference. Thank you all very much.
Thank you to Professor Arafat from Indian Bank University.